Hey everybody, so welcome to the first episode of what's going to be a series of videos. I don't know how many episodes this will be, but every once in a while, I'll probably do a lot of these at the moment just because, it's new and I have, plenty of ideas to share for these episodes. But basically, the purpose of each of these TR's Corner episodes is I'm going to tell you something that really happened in real life. It's going to be something either film or game or something that's, important to me that happened, and I feel it is worth telling, whether it's funny, whether it's scary, whether it's, interesting, intriguing, maybe something you would have never expected from someone like me or something. Every once in a while, the main focus might be on me, and the main focus might be on someone else, either unspecific, or I'll just say, oh, my dad, was in this position, or my cousin was in this position, or I really won't specifically say names unless I know for sure that that person's comfortable before making the video. Um, so like I said, like if it's like my dad or my mom, I might just say my mom or my dad, not specifically say who it is. Um, but speaking of that, in this very first episode, what I really want to talk about, because I know he'll be probably okay with me telling you about this, but yeah, I'm pretty sure he'll be okay. It's the time where my dad went to get me the Nintendo Wii console back in 2006. So, like I said, this is the very first episode of this, so bear with me. This is my first time trying one of this for my YouTube channel videos and Facebook videos for that matter too. So it was 2006. I really wanted the Nintendo Wii console for Christmas that year. It was kind of the big thing that came out that year. I was really big into video games. I was still in high school. I was still pretty big into film at the time, but at that time, for Christmas for that year specifically, I really wanted the Nintendo Wii console. I really liked that motion control movement. It just really looked really unique, and there was a lot of games coming out for it that I really wanted. So more than anything else that year, I said, as long as I get the Nintendo Wii console, I'll be perfectly happy for that Christmas. So my parents made an effort. They really wanted me to give me this Nintendo Wii console for Christmas that year. It came out in November. I just looked up the release date just to make sure. It was in November of 2006. And from what my dad told me, this part I wasn't here. This portion that I'm about to tell you is stuff that he told me. So this is basically what I know about it. That there could have been more detail, but he never told me about it. So it was early that morning. It came out, and it was very very early from what he told me. I think it was like 5 or 5:30 in the morning. He got up for this. I guess it was really cold outside. I was still in bed. It was the weekend. So Nintendo was smart. They released this on a Friday, I think it was like a Saturday morning or something like that. So basically, a lot of people were off, and anybody who wanted to get a Wii console that morning, had to go wait in line at the store for it before the store opened. And so my dad decided to go to Best Buy, and he waited in line. And what they did is, I guess they gave out like a ticket or a number or something. And if you were there on time, and if you were in line, if they had enough in inventory, you basically got a number, and they say, come back at this time. This is the time the store will open. If you have one of these in your hand, we guarantee you'll get a Wii system, and obviously we'll have plenty of games and accessories for you to choose from if you choose to buy that as an addition to the system. But getting a number will officially give you a system, and as long as you wait in line, and keep your number, you're guaranteed to get a system today. So luckily, my dad got a number, and I guess he went to McDonald's or something. And this part was funny. This part always kind of intrigued me. So he went to a McDonald's. He had his number, made sure it was safe so nobody would take it. And I guess one of the people in line must have like purely ran out of money. They must have spent all their. My guess is they spent all their money on games and controllers and things like that for that morning, because they went up to the counter and asked if they could buy half of a hash brown. So my guess is they really were low on money, if all they could afford was a half of a hash brown. So I always thought that part was kind of interesting. So he went back to the store. He did get it, but he had to get up really early for it, and he had to, had that number ticket in his hand to make sure he got the system. How it worked that year too is because the system was really expensive when it first came out. I gave my dad additional money, and what I told him is, I think I wanted The Legend of Zelda: Twilight Princess. Yeah, that was one of the first games I got for that system, and so I told him I really wanted that one, and if that way he didn't have to buy it with his own money, and I could give him the $50 and provide him for that part. Because basically, what my parents were giving me was the actual system itself, which came with Wii Sports. So basically, for that Christmas, I had two games for the Wii console. Um, So, I gave him the additional money. I had to pay for the actual game part of it, even though there was a game with the system. But there was the I think I got a controller or something later on. I don't know how I got the second controller, but um, oh, I know. I got it through Wii Play whenever that came out. So I got the second controller through that when that came out. But either way, back to this story. He got the system, he got the game through the money I gave him, and so what he had to do at this point. This is the really interesting part of the story. He had to come home and pretend like he didn't get the system, so to make me feel like he didn't get it. That if I did get a Wii console, it would have been through some other source, or they would have had to get it through the internet or something like that. So I remember coming home from a run, and it was actually pretty late now. I think a lot of people were in line, and he got home. I think I had like work or something at 1 or 2, and so I had to get up and run and get that out of the way since no snow was on the ground yet, but it was cold. I remember I had to bundle really warm for that run that morning, and so I got back, and then I saw like a really frustrated look on my dad's face. He walked in, he's like, "Well, I had to wait in the cold all day, and I didn't get the system, but I got the stupid game." And so he threw it on the table, and he's like, "I had to wait in that stupid parking lot all morning. There was people, cooking hot dogs and all that." He was basically giving me all these excuses and all that other kind of crap. So he pulled out this act. He pretended like he didn't give me the system. And so, Christmas time came around, and we traveled to my grandfather's place that year for Christmas. And the whole time, like, I'm like, oh crap, I didn't get that Wii system, did I? And there really wasn't a lot of presents for me, but that they packaged, it was mostly just for family and all that other kind of stuff. So I was worried because I was like, oh crap, maybe they didn't give me that system, and maybe they just bought me some small stuff until they could get a system for me. I don't know what was going on. So Christmas morning, I opened up all my gifts, and then for the very last gift, it even said "open up last," and I knew it wasn't the Wii system because it was a very small box. I'm like, there's no way they can fit a Wii system in that. And so I opened it up, and keep in mind, I got the Zelda game earlier, so I kind of knew, kind of didn't knew that there was a possibility of a Wii system, but maybe like they kept it in the car or something. That was kind of my thought at first. Maybe they kept it in the car, and maybe this box is telling me to go to the car and get it. I don't know. I don't know how they were going to do it originally for this, but um, so I opened up the box, and I actually still have this up in my room. It was a Microsoft Word printed document, and my parents are holding the Wii system in this picture, and it says "We got this for you for Christmas," and for "We" they did WII, just like how the Wii system is spelled. And I remember it being really clever. It was really because we didn't want to carry it on the road trip. We didn't know what was going to happen and things like that. So and that was good because we were actually at a hotel at one point that was kind of etchy. So I'm actually glad that they didn't have the system in the car for this. So I did get the Wii system, but how I got it was pretty interesting, like I said. And I got this letter knowing that I got the system, that it was waiting for us at home when we were done with this trip. And so, really, definitely the most unique presentation of how I got a gift for a Christmas that year. So, that was episode 1, you guys. Let me know what you think down below. Like I said, I got the Wii system through a really unique story, like I just told. So, I will tell you other life stories here in future episodes of TR's Corner.